Man, oh man, oh man. We're in week 2 of the NBA, and it's time for the new NBA MVP rankings. It's been a crazy week. All teams have lost so far. Toronto, Houston, and Memphis are still tied for the best record. Although Golden State has lost as many games as those three teams, but has one game less. And on the other side of the scale, we have the Los Angeles Lakers finally winning their first game against the Charlotte Bobcats, or should I say Charlotte Hornets, and it was pretty convincing. So a couple of things changed over the last week, and I'm excited to see who's in the MVP rankings this week. From last week, top 10, we still have 7 players currently in the top 10. So yeah, it's most of the old names, but there's a few new surprises coming up. On the outside looking in, first of all, we have John Wall. Um, although Washington is still doing very good at 5-2, he has slowed down a little bit, and because of some of the other teams playing really, really great, John has settled for a place outside looking in, just like Klay Thompson, who was the number 5 on last week's list, slid 12 places, 7 places. And Jimmy Butler, who actually had a good week after returning from injury, and he's on the outside looking into the top 10. And at 10, we have Blake Griffin, one of the 2 stars in Los Angeles featured in this list. At number 9, we have Marc Gasol. Dropped 3 spots, mainly because of the fact that Memphis finally lost that first game, and he slowed down a little bit offensively. Defensively, still at the same defensive player of the year level, but offensively it's slowing down just a little bit. Gasol at 9. 8, DeMar DeRozan. Toronto's good start warrants in the spot in this top 10. 7, the non-ranked Dwight Howard for the Houston Rockets. I mean, 6-1. Dwight, after having a few not so good games in the beginning of the season, is getting it together defensively and offensively, and doing a great job. Number 6, DeMarcus Cousins from the Sacramento Kings. Kings are surprisingly very well, and DeMarcus is that leader for the team. At 5, we dropped 2 spots, Chris Bosh from the Miami Heat. Nobody probably expected his name in there, but he's here for the second week in a row. At number 4, the non-ranked Chris Paul, who also, just like Dwight Howard, had a few bad games and bounced back and is back to his MVP form. If he can keep the Clippers winning, good things can happen for Paul. At 3, James Harden, who's been playing out of his mind, especially offensively. We all know his defensive problems. But at this point, it warrants him the 3rd spot in his MVP ranking. At 2, we have Stephen Curry for the Golden State Warriors. Very close behind number 1, but his 10 turnovers last night proved that he was going to end up at second to a spectacular Anthony Davis, who has been playing out of his mind. As long as he can keep this up the level, which I'm convinced he can keep up, and he can keep the Pelicans winning, this guy has a real chance. Then we have a couple of All-Stars who are not in the race, especially stars like LeBron, Wade, Nowitzki, Kobe, and their rankings. As per request, we've also done a list of the best rookies. In week 2, who's the front runner to win Rookie of the Year? Was the question asked to me. And we've composed the top 10 with the top vote getter, Elfrid Payton. Payton is playing a pretty good game so far, and yeah, because the disappointment with all the rookies overall, none of the rookies really making a big impact. It's